What you just watched was a bunch of women in Argentina celebrating the fact that they get to murder their children. That's what abortion is. It's murder. I cannot stand, out of all the things on this abortion topic, the biggest thing that I just absolutely hate, it's my biggest pet peeve, is when people try to maneuver around, deflect from the fact that abortion is murder. Abortion is murder. Let's just get that out of the way, because it is. What are you doing? There's a whole separate human being with a genetic code, has fingers and toes and legs and arms and a head and a brain and electrical activity in their brain and their nervous system. They have heartbeats. They have blood running through their veins. What is that? It's a human being. So this is what I rather have people say. I don't value human life the same way that I do when it's born. When it's unborn and it's in the womb, it's developing, I don't value it the same. It's as simple as that. A lot of these women and men will try to justify abortion by bringing up rape or incest. I cannot stand that as well, because when you look at the grand scale of things, 99% of abortions are because a woman simply does not want her child. This is a modern day sacrifice. Think about it. So most women who get abortions is because they want to sacrifice the living being inside of them to get something better. So either they want a career, they think they're too young, they don't have money, they think it's going to ruin their life. They don't want to give it up for adoption because that's just too painful. This is the biggest lie that's being told upon women globally. This isn't just in America, is that abortion is normal, that it is okay and it's justifiable. It is not. There is evil everywhere. I personally think that this is the most evil action that anyone can partake in. It is a sacrificial ritual that people don't even understand that they're partaking in. You are murdering your child for some type of benefit of your own. It has no benefit to the child whatsoever, but they have lied to everybody, men and women, globally, nationally, that this is the best option for them. I'm going to show you a video of what's happening in Poland. They are trying to legalize abortion there with no criminal consequences to these actions. And I just want you to really note and think about what this lady is saying when she's talking about and trying to justify murdering children in the womb.
Uważamy de facto prosić o wybaczenie, tak? A my już nie chcemy tego robić, ponieważ wiemy, że osoby nie żałują swoich aborcji, mają zgodę do tego, że te aborcje mogą się zdarzać, ponieważ
that woman said it best. She was truthful in that. These women do not regret their abortions. They choose it. They want the right to murder their children. They get together, they rally about this in the streets. They scream for the right to murder their child. They don't care. They want to have abortions. They think it's their reproductive right. That is not reproductive rights. Reproductive rights is being able to have sex with somebody if you want to. And when you have sex with somebody and you were not careful enough, you did it outside of marriage, you did it with someone who wasn't loving enough to take care of your child or take care of you, that is a consequence. That is something that you need to get together and be like, okay, what can I do to provide for my child? Not kill it. But these women do not care. They do not regret their abortions. So that is the issue here. And at least she was truthful in that, because a lot of people will say it's a hard situation. No, they choose to do it. And this girl made that very clear. A lot of people choose to do it because it is going to benefit them somehow. We as a society, globally, nationally, we have adopted this eugenics philosophy that there's certain groups of people that are better off dead. If you're going to be disabled, you're better off getting aborted. If you're going to be conceived in rape, you're better off getting aborted. If you are going to have a financial issue where you're going to grow up poor, you're better off being aborted. If you were conceived in rape and all these horrible things that you might endure in your life, you're better off being aborted, and that is not the truth. Everybody deserves life. How are you going to say this person might have a bad life without even giving it a chance to live? It's pure evil. We have a Holocaust going on, that people are being murdered in the womb of their mothers, the ones who are supposed to protect them the most, because of selfish reasons. There's this video I wanted to show you about all these women rallying together about this bill that was going to be passed. This is a year ago in Alabama. And these women are livid because they cannot abort their babies. There's limitations to it and they're mad about it and they're acting oppressed. Like, what? I thought you guys wanted to make abortion safe, rare, and legal. But when is it safe when every single time you abort a baby, they die? It's not good for a woman's body. 1 in 10 women will have a damaged cervix or a damaged womb. 1 in 100 women who have an abortion will have to have a blood transfusion. And then you kill a baby on top of that. So please explain to me how that's safe. How is it rare when 50 million, I think it's like 52 million babies have been aborted in 47 years. That's 1.5 million babies aborted every single year since Roe versus Wade. So explain to me how this is rare, safe, and legal. It's not. There's been more abortions and more women who have died from these quote unquote safe abortions than there was before. So they push that, right? They push this in the mainstream media and everything like, you know what, we need to make this safe because women are dying. They are dying more every single day. What about the little women who are dying every single day in the womb because of a selfish mother? It's black and white. People say it's not black and white. It is. You're either murdering somebody or you're not. You're for it or you're against it. That's as simple as it gets. Anyways, sorry about that. I just needed to say that. Let's watch this video of all these women being mad that they can't kill their children.
Overwhelming emotion on the ground in Alabama, sweeping across the country.
I don't know how we got here, both as a state and a nation, but it's both embarrassing and a little bit terrifying.
Who are you to tell me what to do with my body? It's my decision. It's not yours. And how dare you tell me it is?
I cannot stand this argument. My body, my choice. It's not your body. It is not your body. When is a baby to you? I think that's the best question to start with this conversation. If you ever have this conversation with somebody, they're pro-abortion, ask them, when is a baby to you? I think a baby is a baby when it gets a heartbeat. Okay, so tell me why most abortions happen 6 to 12 weeks. So if it happens in 6 to 12 weeks, there's already a heartbeat there. Most women don't even know they're pregnant until 3 to 4 weeks. So when else is a baby to you? Well, when it comes out of the birth canal. Well, what happens between the birth canal with this magical little 3D printer of a birth canal that makes it a baby? Because it was a baby the day before. But you are denying that it's a baby because you're trying to justify your immoral actions. And I always like to just bring up the gospel. I always say, what about when Jeremiah knew and he talked to God in the womb? He knew God. He said, God, how do I know you? I am a child. And he said, for I am a child. I knew you in your mother's womb. What about the time that John the Baptist leaped? He leaped with joy when he was in Elizabeth's stomach. He was leaping in her womb because he heard the good news of Jesus Christ. Because Mary came in and greeted them. So explain to me how that is true. What about in Psalms when David is singing to the Lord about how he knew him before he was even born in his mother's womb, that he woven him together. He knew him before his substance was formed. And the gospel, the truth, is written in everybody's hearts. So people cannot deny that. They may say, well, I don't believe in God. Okay, you believe in God, you deny him. That's the difference. So anyways, sorry. I just really had to get that off my chest. But little pro tip for anybody who is having any type of discussions about abortion, always ask them, when is a baby to you? Because their logic is very flawed, no matter what. And then they're going to have to make up something. Well, when it has a heartbeat. Okay, well, heartbeats form less than 3 weeks. So what about then? Okay, when it's just a clump of cells. Well, it's not a clump of cells. Show them pictures. Show them how fetal development looks, because it's not a clump of cells. It's not. It has a whole separate genetic code. Everything in this life is being determined right at conception, because that is how amazing God is, and his creation is perfect. You murdering your children is immoral, and God hates the hands that shed innocent blood.
Tonight, the governor signing a bill into law effectively outlawing abortion in Alabama.
All human life is precious. You certainly cannot deter your efforts to protect the unborn because of cost.
Making it a crime even if the pregnancy was caused by rape or incest.
Do you know what it's like to be raped?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Do you know what it's like to have a relative commit incest on you?
On me, no, ma'am.
Their argument I can't stand, well, what if a woman is raped? Okay, but less than 1% of people who have abortions are because of rape or incest. So don't pretend, don't deflect, don't maneuver around that, because you truly don't care. You do not care whether the person was raped, had incest, just doesn't simply want the child because they want a better career. They want to go to school because they just don't have the money to do it. Because it's their right to choose, right? You do not care. Because most people who are raped will keep their baby. Okay? If you look at the stats, that is true. Most women who are raped will keep their babies. They will either give it to adoption, but they will give birth to their children. Okay? And the thing is, I hate when people use this because it's a horrible, horrendous crime that was upon a woman's body. And then they use that to, like, deflect and, like, justify abortion when it's like, that's not what majority abortions are anyways. And second of all, who are you to determine the value of a human life just because it was conceived in rape or incest? It is not your right. It is not your choice to determine human life and the quality of it or if it's valuable enough. That is eugenics, and you have adopted that horrible philosophy. That is the same thing that Hitler preached. That if you're going to be poor, if you're going to be conceived in rape, if you're going to be disabled, if you're not going to look this certain way, you deserve death. You adopted eugenics. You adopted that philosophy. You are no better than Margaret Sanger. You are no better than Hitler. It's as simple as that.
The onslaught against abortion inspiring people like Mallory Hagan to fight for women's rights.
It might be legal, but it's not right. When you look back at the things that happened in Germany, in Nazi Germany, Hitler killed these people legally. He killed Christians, disabled people, poor people, Jews. He killed all those people because guess what? He had the legal opportunity to do so. Just because it's legal for you to kill your child doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's moral. And it's not your right. What is a right is to have human life, to be born, to have the opportunity to live, but you are taking that away from another person. That is not right. That is murder. I can't watch this anymore. This gets my blood boiling because I just feel like these people, their logic is so flawed. They are so wrong and so immoral. And this is honestly a modern day sacrifice. You are giving up the life of your child to benefit you. Like Michelle Williams, when she's at the Oscars and she got her little trophy and she's like, I got this because I gave up my baby. Like, congratulations, you got a hunk of metal. What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world but loses his soul? Nothing. Nothing at all. So anyways, I also want to show you one last video, and that's how the video is going to end. It's going to be a comparison of what happened and how many lives have been lost in American wars compared to how many lives have been lost in abortion here in America. So I'm going to play that video for you guys. Thank you for watching. God bless you.
Right where you are, I just want you to, right there in your seats, just shut your eyes. What you're about to hear are the sounds of metal BBs striking the side of a tin can. For every BB that strikes, it represents 10,000 lives lost in the wars of America's past. 10,000 lives for every BB. This is the reality of what is occurring in your country. The American Revolution, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, the Korean conflict, the conflict in Vietnam, September 11th and the War on Terror. Since 1973, the War on the Unborn Child. God help us.